You think it won't when it whiz. What's up, y'all? All right, the day after, baby.
Your show now.
It's
Press
the day
1.
after,
To hear
baby.
important instructions, press 2.
All right, let's go.
Since it appears the
Daily Go
recording
Get
batteries are live
Mism
show,
Show.
we are
The
reconnecting you
Daily
now.
Go Get Miz. The Daily Go Get Mism Show. The Daily Go Get Mism Show. And we gonna ride out and we going for the gold, yo. And everything is gonna be all right. And everything is gonna be all right. Think it won't, And everything is gonna be all right. And everything is gonna be all right. Take your time now. And everything is gonna be okay. We do this every day, but we missed a couple of days. And we're coming on back. I hope y'all ready to do it. I hope y'all ready to go in and attack. Because I am. I'm glad to be here, y'all. You know, tonight on this Power Monday on the Daily Go Get a Business show, it's called When It's Not the Gift, It's the Rapping. When it's not the gift, it's the rapping. And another way to say that is that it's not the gift, it's the presentation. And for a lot of people, the presentation matters a whole lot. Now, for somebody like me, the presentation doesn't really matter. It's the gift. And actually, it's sort of like the thought that counts for me. Because, the way that I've been raised, the way that I've been taught was that if somebody gives you something, especially if you weren't expecting it or asking for it, hey, you take that gift, you take it like a brand new Uber or a brand new Lyft, and they taking you to a place you never been, and you can't act like you had that before. In this days and times, the rhymes flow, and you gotta act like you know the time goes in the way that it's supposed to. Me and you, we gotta understand the ways of the world. Don't be selfish. Who do you think you are? You think you a star, and you should think that way, but don't go too far. And understand that we gotta do this, and understand that we don't want to get fried like fish. The list that you're on for somebody was to give you a little something to prove that you were hottie or a brother. You could be another person that wasn't getting nothing, but they got you a little something. So pay a little homage. Act like you know. But we're gonna talk about it tonight. Because for a lot of people, it's not the gift itself that matters. It's the thought that counts. It's the presentation. How much time, how much effort, how much thought did you put into this gift that you gave me? And it's a whole lot of people experiencing that day. I mean, that on this day 26, baby, the 26th of December, the day after. And today is actually being recognized as the holiday for most jobs. So, if you're off today, peace and shout out to you. But we're off today because Christmas, which is a definitely recognized holiday on all fronts nationally, was yesterday, the 25th, the day that Jesus was born. Religiously believed that way. But this is the day that we celebrate it, and this is the day that you have off and still get paid for most jobs, because most jobs already had off for Sunday, so you get off today. And hopefully you made today productive in your own right, because you could do what you want to do, say what you want to say, go where you want to go, be what you want to be, act the way you want to act. You got a free day here. Peace to all of those people who worked on today, because your job didn't permit you to have off for the holiday, but you'll have a floating holiday later on. But the bottom line is, tonight we are talking about, it's not the gift, it's the wrapping. It's the presentation. It's the time, it's the effort, it's the meticulous care that was put into selecting you as a person to receive this gift, selecting the gift, and also giving you the gift. Now, an area where this probably scores extremely high points is when it comes to our food. When you are presenting new food choices to somebody, especially if they are food choices from another country, it's probably not a good idea to just make it look like a bunch of slop on a plate or in a bowl. You might not want to mix in different familiar things in with that new thing. Some people don't like their food touching. Like, I don't know what it is. Kids, get this early in their childhood. I don't want my peas touching my mashed potatoes. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about myself because I don't like peas, but if I'm going to eat peas, let them be with the mashed potatoes. I wash down my peas with the mashed potatoes, but the mashed potatoes better have gravy on it. My point is that when it comes to our food, we wanted to do two things, actually three, but definitely two things leading up to the third thing. And I'll get to the third thing. The third thing that we want is we want it to taste great. Leading up to it tasting great, we want it to look like, that looks good. That looks tasty. Like in a picture. You know, you can see a picture of food and be like, if you tasted that food before, you say, man, that looks good. Looks like it's cooked to perfection, not overcooked, not undercooked. Yeah, that should be tasty. And we want it to smell good. We want it to smell good. You know, when we smell food that heightens our senses, we like, your mouth starts watering, your tummy starts growling or whatever. You ready to eat. So when you have something that may taste good or may not because it's new to you and it doesn't smell that good and it doesn't look that tantalizing, that appetizing, it sends a message to your brain about if it's actually going to taste good. I had a girlfriend years ago that was such a picky eater. And this girl used to get on my nerves really, really bad with it because she was so hesitant about trying new things. And I guess when you grow up with parents like mine who introduce a whole variety of different foods to the kitchen and restaurants and stuff like that. Like my mom, my dad, they ate different things, southern dishes and midwestern dishes and foreign dishes from places that they've traveled to before and people that they've been around and stuff that they knew how to prepare and that they'd heard of. So we didn't grow up, turning our nose up, and we weren't allowed to do that. Just because we didn't recognize something or whatever at the dinner table, we weren't allowed to be like ew or yuck or we mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Even if you don't like it or you don't want it, say that, but don't be like because that sends a first of all, especially in public, that sends a negative message to other people as far as what they think your upbringing, your home training may go. And my parents didn't skimp on no home training. Oh yeah, you was trained at home and you gonna act like it. Not super disciplinarian or anything like that. But my point is, this girl that I used to mess with, she now we're adults, young adults, but I'm talking about between the ages of 21 to the age of about 20. Well, when this incident that I'm talking about happened, we were about 24. So when we would go to restaurants, because she liked to go out to eat. That's why it was a weird thing. She liked to go out to eat, but she would turn her nose up at things that she didn't know how to that she never heard of before. And sometimes it would be common things like you'd be surprised at how many people have never tasted lamb. You would be surprised. You're thinking like lamb is lamb. If you've been around Greeks, if you've been around Semitic people, and I don't mean Jews, I mean, Arabs and shit like that, they eat lamb all the time. So the way that she would try something, like she would, if you ordered something that she never tasted before, she was curious because she liked to eat. She just didn't know how to she just hadn't eaten a lot of different things. And she wasn't taught not to be like, ew, or so she would. So let's say you had a piece of a lamb chop or rack of lamb on your fork, and she'd be like, "Let me taste it." And from being around her before, I'd be like, "Are you sure?" And she'd be like, "Yeah." So she would take the smallest piece, and I'm talking about a piece that there's no way you're going to be able to gauge how something tastes as small as this portion was, but that's what she would do, and she would literally lick it like, ugh. And if she put it in her mouth, she would spit it in the damn in a napkin. And I'm like, she did that at a restaurant that we went to, and that was a wrap. I was like, we not doing that no more. She felt some kind of way about it, but I was like, mm-mm. To me, that was like, you ain't got no home training with dating. But, that was how she tried new things. And I thought that was weird. Like, what are you going to lose by tasting something? Did you think we serving you hemlock or something like that? This restaurant sells poison. Anyway, when it comes to food, you have to watch your step a lot of times because people want their food to smell good, look good, and taste good. So that's a good example of what we're talking about tonight when we say it's not the gift, but the wrapping, because the presentation of that food is going to make a difference between whether a lot of people are going to be willing to try it, support your restaurant, patronize your restaurant on a regular basis and recommend it, or if they're going to be like, nah, I ain't even have to eat nothing in there to realize that that's not the place to be. And it's funny because in fact, on fast food commercials, they make a burger and fries and a drink look like it's set up so perfectly and so palatable, so appetizing on those commercials. When you go to a fast food restaurant and you get a burger that's wrapped in that paper, you take that burger out of that paper. Does that thing ever look like something that you saw on that commercial? You know how in the commercial you can see the onions, you can see the ketchup, you can see the mustard, you can see the burger, you can see the bun, all perfectly stacked. And when you get that thing in the fast food restaurants, that burger, first of all, there's a pickle hiding somewhere in the middle, embedded into the bun. You might have ketchup on it, and you might not. Sometimes people who work at restaurants forget. But the commercials, the people who advertise understand the power of presentation. So if you've seen a commercial for McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or any burger joint, because you've seen that commercial, you're already mentally prepared to receive that food when you get it. So you don't even think about what it really looks like because you're already seeing the commercial. So the commercial has already told you that it's safe, it's good, it's tasty, and you're ready. So I don't know. I've never seen a commercial for Five Guys, Five Guys burgers and fries. I've never seen a commercial for that. I've heard a commercial on the radio, but I've never actually seen a commercial for Five Guys. So I can't tell you what the presentation is like for that company. But I would say that that's probably not That's probably one of the reasons why a Five Guys is not as big as one of the big commercial food chains. But people, Five Guys, I think, has probably survived because of word of mouth. Oh yeah, they got good burgers and fries. Yeah, yeah, Five Guys. Five Guys is good. I don't think it's very good. I think it's okay. Definitely not what I would call very good. I've eaten Five Guys twice, and I haven't been looking forward to the third time. It'll work. I'll get it if there's nothing else. Like, all right, we over here at this Five Guys, let's get it. But when I ate it, I was like, the way they talked about this thing on the radio commercial, it's a lot different than what I would expect. I'm expecting an American burger, old school. You know, in the old school American burger comes in a big bun. It's a big beef patty. If you've gone out to the Midwest or out the West Coast where they have real burger joints, see on the East Coast, like in Philly, New York, or whatever, we don't really have burger joints. We got chicken spots, but we don't have burger joints. A burger joint, you pull up, just like on Happy Days. They have places like that out in the Midwest and on the West Coast. I guess you could say places where the land is more flat. I'm not saying that they don't have burger joints in New York and Philly, but I'm saying I haven't seen a burger joint that I would consider a burger joint in New York, Philly, DC. I haven't seen it. I don't know. Where you pull up, it's like a lot. You know what I mean? The burger spot is right there in the middle. You park around it, sort of like an ice cream parlor type. Anyway, that presentation thing means a lot. So even though for me, Five Guys only has the audio presentation, it made me think that it was something that was really good, and that fell flat. It might have been different if I saw the commercial. So how much does that influence how you receive something? The visual, it works on you. So here it is, December 26th. Yesterday, people got mad gifts, mad gifts, mad gifts, mad gifts, mad gifts. Millions of people received gifts yesterday. Some people got what they wanted from people. Some people didn't get what they wanted from people. Some people got things from people that they didn't know that they were getting. And a lot of people received gift receipts, and they went back to the stores to return those gifts. Some of those gifts didn't work right. Some of those gifts weren't right. They didn't feel right. Some of them were bought in error, but they got returned today. How do we know how many of those gifts got returned today? Because of the presentation. The presentation. Those gifts weren't wrapped right. They wasn't wrapped right. Some people take wrapping paper into serious consideration. And it's part of the presentation. I ain't mad at it. Just because it for somebody like me, the actual gift or the thought that you gave just to give me a gift is what matters to me. But I'm not like any or everybody else. So I'm just grateful and thankful that you thought of me to get me anything. The next person might not feel that way. Like, yeah, that's nice. You got me a Vitamix mixer. You got me a Vitamix. This is great. But you ain't wrap it. You just gave me the box. And as a matter of fact, it looked like the box was opened already. You got a receipt? Yeah? Okay. Well, the Vitamix going back. The Vitamix going back. A $500 mixing machine. A blending machine. juicer type, and you taking it back because you like, that don't work for me. If you would have wrapped the gift, then I would accept the gift. But because you didn't wrap it, because you didn't present it in the way that I think it should be presented, I want to take it back. And that may sound selfish to a lot of people, but it also might sound very familiar to a lot of people. What y'all know? What we talking about, y'all? What we talk about? We didn't have a show yesterday or Christmas Eve, so I want to say Merry Christmas and Merry belated Christmas to everybody. And I hope y'all had a good, safe Christmas if y'all celebrate. And even if you don't, I'm glad that you made it through safe. All right. Carol Chamberlain says, no food should ever look like slop. What about chili? What about Sloppy Joe? Huh? What about Sloppy Joe? Well, you know how it go. And I understand, because that presentation of that food is going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference on whether you might want to eat it or not. I ain't mad at that. I might be more of a smell guy, you know. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't gonna get into it. T. Carey Wright says, yes, look, smell, and taste good, especially when the plate has bright, fresh colors on it. Mm-hmm. Advertisers know that. They know how to appeal to your senses. They know. You know what I mean? This is fat man advertising. Fat man presentation. Fat man school, Brooklyn Clan. Fat man school, Brooklyn Clan. What's going on, Mia Cunningham and Carol Chamberlain and my brother from another mother, Norris Hill? Sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. Let me see. So, I mean, have y'all been to Five Guys? I spent a few minutes talking about Five Guys. You know, do any of y'all like Five Guys? Let's see. Mia says, don't taste the pickle till you damn near done eating. One half of the burger doesn't have ketchup, and the other half has way too much ketchup. Okay. The Elevation Burger is the best. Five Guys is good. Okay, Five Guys. I've never even heard of Elevation Burger. Okay. Nora says, yes, drive-in restaurants is a staple in Midwest cities. And them burgers be good. They different. Like them burgers it's the old-fashioned American hamburger and cheeseburger. It's not like this fast food restaurants do not have that burger feel, that burger taste. That's why I like going to diners. Diners have good burgers, but those burger joints out in the Midwest and out on the West Coast, that shit ain't changed. It's hard to get a decent burger in Philly. And I ain't bullshitting. It is. I'm like, come on. It's a burger. You don't know how to make a good burger? I can't get a good burger. Like, no, you might not be able to get a good burger. And you know, fast food restaurant gonna give you a good burger. You're gonna get the fast food burger. Wendy's and Burger King was the closest that I had to getting that burger feel. Wendy's and Burger King, and both of them have fallen off. You know, Burger King used to have the flame broiled. Used to, wherever there was a Burger King, used to see that smoke. You could smell that flame broiling from blocks and blocks away. And when you got close to the Burger King, you saw the smoke going up into the air. That shit ain't flame broiled no more. What they do with the smoke? What they do with the stack? Okay. But that presentation is a mother. That presentation is a mother, baby. All right. All right. So it's not the gift, it's the wrapping. It's the wrapping that counts. Now, that might apply to y'all and it might not apply to y'all. It might apply to some of y'all. It might not apply to others of y'all. And I understand. But let's take some time out to ask and answer. Does it matter how something is presented to you when somebody gives you something? Do you insist that it look a certain type of way? And I'm not saying that you're right or wrong for how you feel. If you need something the way you need it, that's how you need it. I can't be right or wrong about that because you think about things that are not gifts, but the way that it is given to you will make all the difference. Like in sports, teamwork is based around knowing how your other teammates play. You have to know the way that your teammates play. In basketball, it's more than just dribbling and shooting and defending. You have to know how to pass the ball to your teammate. If you know that your teammate needs to receive passes that are softer or that are right there instead of round the back because he or she doesn't have reflexes that way, it's going to be a problem. You're not going to be able to get those assists. So you have to know you have to know the way that that player plays and where their strengths lie, so you can play to them. Like, okay, when I pass him the ball, I have to pass it to him this way because that puts him in a position to score, or at least keep the ball in play. Same thing with Same thing with football. Same thing with football. Quarterbacks have to have a certain touch on the ball, or they'll be overthrowing or underthrowing receivers all day long. And as you can see, with the Eagles on Saturday playing against the dreaded Cowboys, sometimes you have to know how to hand the ball off. Seems pretty simple, but it doesn't always go right. Now, does it? You can mess up a handoff. You can definitely mess up a pass, and it can cost you the game. Yes, I'm still pissed off about it. And I mean pissed, 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 pissed. And no, I don't want to talk about it no more. All right. All right. But yeah, the presentation. So all of those people who are taking gifts back today, and I was in Best Buy today. I went to Best Buy today to return a gift. Actually, I didn't. I didn't get a gift. I bought something at Best Buy a few weeks ago, and I've been meaning to return it for a minute. As a matter of fact, I had to return one to one store and one to one to Best Buy. But in Best Buy, that return line was long, baby. It was long. And you know what I thought was interesting? All of the shelves in Best Buy were pretty much empty. There wasn't no stuff on there. All of the sale items had been sold. Now they're going right back on the shelf. And some of them will be sold for cheaper because some of those items are open box items now, used, slightly used, which will be labeled as refurbished, things like that. A lot of those gifts probably are being returned because of the presentation. I ain't want it like that. I ain't want it from you. Stuff like that. I can't guarantee you that that's what's going on, but it warrants the question. All right, so in writing up this show, I put a scenario out there about, like, if somebody took 10 $1 bills, crumpled them up like, you know what? Uh, uh. And did that 10 times. Threw $10, $100 bills, like, yo, pick those dollars up, man. That's money. You're probably not going to do it. Like, man, I don't need that $10. I don't need that $10. Go ahead. Go with that. I don't know what you think this is, but I don't fetch. I'm not a dog. And you're insulting me. In a minute, you're gonna lose. You're gonna be $10 down and a punch in the mouth rich. But if somebody took those same dollars and said, now you can have the option of picking them up or not, but I got 1 million of those dollars, and I'm about to crumple up 1 million of them. Now you go fetch if you want to. It's about to start piling up. I'm gonna do it 1 million times in ones. So this could take me all day. You got a day to spend picking up? Because today you're gonna be my trash man. I'm about to throw away 1 million $1 bills. But I need you to clean them up. And you get to keep everything you clean. Now it's probably going to become a game. Like, wait a minute. You want to throw down $1 million bills? Like, yep, sure am. And I hope to get it done before the end of the day. But look, I got this stack, $1 million $1 bills. And that's a lot. That's a lot of bills. 1 million. I don't know if we're going to finish today. I might have to take a nap and pick up later. All right, let's get it started. After you get to about 10,000 of them, you're probably going to start to become a believer. No, don't nobody clean up this money except me. 1 million of them. So that presentation might be disrespectful at $10. At $10, it was disrespectful. At $100, it became a little bit more respectful, even though it might still be disrespectful. At $1,000, it's disrespectful, but now it's more than worth it. At $10,000, oh yeah, it's worth it. I done added on to my annual salary now, and it's real. I could do something with $10,000 just for picking up money. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check my ego at the door for that. $100,000. What? 100,000 single $1 bills? Do you know what $100,000? First of all, you know how if it was $1 bills, you're not going to be able to put $100,000 worth of them even in a wheelbarrow. Definitely not fitting that in no duffel bag. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. If they were $10,000 bills, you would need 1,000 of them to make 1 million. If they were $1,000 bills, you would need 10,000 of them to make 1 million. At $1, you need 1 million of them. But $100,000, it's a lot of $100,000 was stacked from the floor to the ceiling plenty of times. From the floor to the ceilings, and my ceilings are pretty high. I got I think I have 12-foot ceilings. At least 12 foot. Yeah. Pretty high. Yeah. In comparison. Okay. So that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about tonight on the Daily Go Get It Business Show. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This your daily, the daily, the daily go get emism show. We do this every single day, every single day, every day. Every day it rains, every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar, with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Get Emism show all up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. And tonight on the Daily Go Get Emism show, we are talking about when it's not the gift, it's the rapping that counts. It's the rapping, the presentation, the thought that counts. All right, so we was just talking about if you had $1 million, $1,001 bills, would you go fish? Would you go fetching for them? I wouldn't think about it for a second. You gonna throw down $1 million, we gonna make a game of it. I don't care how long it takes. I'm leaving with that million. My ego will be $1 million in check. 1 million. Life-changing money. $100,000 is life-changing money. Sure, that's just a year's salary to a lot of people, but that's life-changing money, especially all at one time. You can get it, you can start a business, you can get it popping, you can pay off all your bills and all that kind of stuff, whatever you want to do with $100,000 for most people. Okay. Let me see what y'all talking about. Let me see what y'all talking about, baby. Let me see what you're talking about, baby. All right. Nars got me when he said, yes, drive-in restaurants is a staple in Midwest cities. Yes, they are. Well, he said are. Okay, I got you. Carol says, I had a cousin who always wrapped their gifts in Sunday funnies from the newspaper. I've seen that done. I ain't mad at it. T. Carey Wright says, Bobby Flay has a burger spot and a Shake Shack. Oh, and Shake Shack. Yeah, Shake Shack got a mushroom burger. That thing nice. Costs too much money though. Shake Shack be killing the game. Happy Kwanzaa. Good looking out, Carol. Mia says, I care about the gift and the thought behind it. Wrapping paper makes more trash. I'll do a bag if anything, or gift card cash. I hear that. Cool. Carol says, chili can be dressed up to sprinkle a little cheese. Oh, chili can be dressed up too. Sprinkle a little cheese on top, maybe some nachos, etc. Okay. I can see it. T. Carey Rice says, I care about the thought when it comes to gifts. If the presentation is nice, that's a plus, but unnecessary. I hear that. Mia says, okay. All right. Try Elevation Burger. Okay, sure. And if it don't work, I'm riding to Ohio. I'm gonna holler at Norris. We gonna get a burger spot. We gonna get a burger, a real burger. Every restaurant I go to, if I'm not like, if it's a smaller restaurant or whatever, and I don't really trust them with the premium dishes, I want me a burger. For me, a burger is the barometer of your chef. Like, yo, if you can make me a burger the right way, then the other stuff in here I trust. You mess up a burger, I'm like, Applebee's has a pretty decent burger. TJ Fridays does not. I don't know what it is about TGI Fridays. They just don't get food right. I've never tasted anything from TGI Fridays that I was like, yo, I might not like the other stuff in here, but TGI Fridays, they got the best. They just don't got it. You know what I mean? I go to TGI Fridays in my drinking days. They had good drinks. That was their claim to fame for me. Not their food. Even pasta, like you mess up. I don't know. It was never right. Nora says, I worked briefly at Five Guys. Speaking of drive-ins, shout out to Swenson's, which is an Akron staple that recently expanded to Columbus. Really? Okay. Mia says, how something is presented is important. You could get me something I really wanted, but if you throw it at me or hand it to me on something dirty, I will feel away. Okay. Carol says, oh, please don't give me money like that and don't throw anything at me. Okay. I can dig it. 1 million of them, though. Count me in. Don't throw none at Carol. Throw them all over here. All of them. All of them. Carol says, oh, please. Okay, wait. No, T. Carey Wright says, I'll admit that when I was much younger, I did care about presentation. I felt like if the presentation was sloppy, you didn't care about me. That's valid. Everybody might not feel that way and they might not like it, but it's valid. Mia says, you talking real greasy. Throwing money is such an insult. Million of them. Million. All right, no money for Mia. Okay, cool. So we got Carol and Mia out of the $1 million conversation. Ooh. Made of rubber. What's going on, made of rubber? And he says, you can hold $100,000 in your hand. Oh yeah. I say you can't. I know you can't. Well, $1,000 bills. You might. It's gonna be heavy though. $100,000 bills. It's not easy to get your hands on $100,000 bills. They don't have a lot of them in circulation. $10,000 bills are almost impossible to find. Yeah. Nora said, who remembers how the McDLT used to be promoted? I remember the McDLT like it was yesterday. They promoted it as the burger and the salad. Remember, it came in this big white thing, this big white styrofoam container. The burger on this side, and that burger was never warm. That's what I don't like about McDonald's. It's so hard. I don't know about other places, but in Philly, you hardly ever get a hot burger at McDonald's, and the McDonald's burgers just don't taste good to me. Just don't taste good. Like they taste good. Like what is it? What is that? What is it? So the burger was already lukewarm, and then you got the lettuce and tomato and the onion, and it was like McDLT though. Like all my burgers have always had lettuce and tomato and onion on them. So what was that around? That was around like 86, 80. Wait a minute, 84, 84, 85. I remember my dad took me and my brothers to McDonald's, and we bought a bunch of those McDLTs, like 20 of them. I remember. He was balling out. We took them all home to our families because yeah. Anyway. Okay. TK Wright says this cat that I dated owed me money once, and threw the money at me. You spell through THREW, but I know what you're saying. He threw the money at me when I asked for it back. When he was a month late getting it back to me, I was like, I took my money though, and he left and then left. My bad. Oh man, that's crazy. Carol says, all the way to Ohio. Hook him up, Nars. Hey, Ohio is the closest Midwest to us. Just drive right through Pennsylvania. As soon as I get through Beaver Falls. And look, I'm like, oh, I'm already there, baby. Beaver Falls, Ohio. I got to go through Beaver Falls, and right on the other side of that bridge, Ohio. It's not even a bridge, it's a tunnel. You go through the tunnel. 76 to Route 80. 80 to Route 90. 90 to 94. That's how you get to Milwaukee. That's how you get to Wisconsin. For those who never traveled, 94 goes all the way from like Maine to like Seattle. The whole the north side of the United States, 94 travels that whole thing, coast to coast, damn near, coast to coast. Route 94. Mm. Mm. Carol says, you can hold it if it's in check form. Nope. You're going to ruin the check if you ball it up. You ain't going to be able to get that thing signed and validated. Um,
90 seconds.
Throwing money at someone is just like a slap. Not when it's $1 million. You could listen. All right, y'all. Listen, y'all bougie. Y'all too good. All right. 1 million times. 1, 2, 3. Now I only have 900,997 more times.
60 seconds.
To do it. 1, a 2, a 3. I just need you to do it 900,997 more times. And the Daily Go Get 'Emism show is going to look a lot different after that. Omar's rich. He picked $1 million. He's going back to Hollywood. Oh, is rich. He picked up $1 million going to Hollywood. This set gonna be different. This gonna be different. Like I said, at $10, yeah, my ego is all in. I'm not picking up no $10 from you. I don't need your little $10. At $1 million, this is what you see O doing. Man, my back getting tired. Shoot. What? How many more? Are we even at 500,000 yet? Nigga! Oh my God, I can't believe I'm degrading myself this way. Motherfucker. Oh, can't you put some bigger bills? Anybody keep it count? Shoot. Whew, I should have wore some more comfortable shoes today. Nigga! 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 Omar's paid, picked up $1 million going back to Hollywood. Omar's paid, picked up $1 million going back to Hollywood. Omar's paid, picked up $1 million going back to Hollywood. Omar's paid, picked up $1 million. That nigga is Hollywood. Carol, so don't forget us when you get there. Oh, y'all ain't. After I degraded myself. After I degraded myself, they say it ain't easy to get rich. Carol says, I'd be sliding across the floor and bending down. TK right to myself, let me borrow 100,000. Nah. Y'all was too good. Y'all was too good. Y'all was too good. Too good. Too good. Bougie. Bougie go-getters. Bougie. Mia Cunningham said, I'd have to push broom. I'd have a push broom. He'll sweep it all up. That ain't the rules. The rules is you don't get to make the rules. You get a push broom, he gonna stop. He stopped throwing the money. Like, you gonna humble yourself for this million. This nigga is humbling himself. This one here. Humble. Humble. Nora says, I just imagine Tyrone Biggums following a crack trail. Yeah. Look. Mia and Carol trying to scheme a way to make the job easier. It's very Aquarian of them. That's why it ain't gonna work. Like, we'll outsmart them and get the money. Sure you will. Sure you will. Mia says, why we gotta get disrespected for the money? Because it ain't your money until you get the disrespect. Simple as that. When somebody gives you something, you are simply the receiver. But a lot of times we become very scrutinizing on what we have received. Are we right for that? Maybe. Are we wrong for that? Possibly. But the bottom line is you don't always get to say how something is given to you. Or you don't always get to determine how something is presented to you. Sometimes the question becomes, do you want it or not? Because this is a gift. You didn't have to do anything to get this. You didn't have to work. You didn't have to ask. You didn't have to play. You didn't have to walk. You didn't have to run. You didn't have to sit. You didn't have to stand. I did all of those things. And this is for you. What you going to do? That's the thing we get confronted with on the 25th and we analyzed on the 26th. That's how it goes down. You talking about some shut up? Oh, you know, Aquarius always trying to outsmart somebody. Like, yeah, well, this time you gonna use. This time your brains ain't gonna work. Somebody already used their brains. Now you got to decide how bad you want it. She said, well, maybe I'll tolerate a little disrespect if it's $1 million. So $100,000, you wouldn't do it, huh? I'm doing it. Life-changing money. $100,000 over a year. Wait a minute. $100,000 right now. Lump sum. I just gotta pick up this money off the ground 100,000 times for however many days it takes. Well, I got some sick time, I got some PTO, and I think I'm gonna use whatever I need in order to get this money. And you know how niggas is. You know how niggas is. I could say I know how niggas, you know how niggas are, but no, you know how niggas is. Niggas go buy a car, a brand new car, and then gotta take a few days off to show off the car. That's how we do, niggas. That's how niggas do. Yeah, I just bought a brand new ride. Thing smooth, nice. It's floating. I took off. I ain't going back to. I bought the car on Saturday. I ain't going back to work until like Friday. We gonna float this ride all week. I gotta go get it tinted. The other I got a new SUV. All the back windows are tinted. I got to get the front two tinted, and I'm about to throw some wheels on them things and throw some new tires and not tires, throw some rims up on the thing, make sure the thing shining. So I'm doing all that. I'll be back to work Friday because I think I'm gonna start feeling better on Friday. Pull up to the parking lot. Pull up to the parking lot and check on your car all day. You work on the 5th floor. You going to the back window like, oh yeah, my ride's still down there. Everything good. Everything good. That's that nigga shit. Carol Chambers says, because we're smart, damn it. Yep. Sure are. You're smart. Smart for your own good. You're right. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious December 26th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Keisha Hudson, happy birthday to you. And also Bossy SP, 10-star Simon, happy birthday to you. And Olivia Arith Lucio, turning 42 years old today. And Angela Elmore, happy birthday to you. And Irma Proud Mom Long, happy birthday to you. And Tisha T. Bailey, turning 52 years old today. And Leslie D. Hester, happy birthday to you. And Roslyn Alderman, turning 45 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Lorenzo Rivers, turning 54 years old today. And Tavian McGrath, turning 39 years old today. And Angela A.K. King, happy birthday to you. And my cousin, Kathleen Marie McIntyre, cuz by marriage, turning 39 years old today. And Tasha Lewis, happy birthday to you. And Brian Wilkerson, turning 45 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And last but not least, when I was in college, he was the RA, the resident assistant in my dorm. Hamilton Hall, University Park, Penn State University. This was my man. Yeah, I mean, my man Tony Grant. And I think Tony is like a lawyer now. He was really, 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 really smart. Happy birthday to you, Tony Tone. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious. I hope that the day finds you a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. All y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember. Man, is it the gift? Is it the rapping? Is it the presentation? Is it the feeling? Well, you have the right to look at how you receive a gift or how you give a gift any way that you want. But just know that there are times when people are just altruistically giving you something, and they might not appreciate you looking that gift horse in the mouth. But everybody has their breaking point of when the stakes get higher. So what you might not do for $10, you might do for $100,000, for $1 million, for mo and mo and mo. As the price gets higher, you make decisions. Is it worth it or is it not? And sometimes we place a value of money value on things that don't have anything to do with money. Sometimes people are just doing something nice for you, my brother. They're just doing something sweet for you, my sister. And so, like my dad always told me, listen, somebody gives you something, son, accept it. Even if you don't want it, accept it. Because when people are constantly giving you something that you don't want and you cut them off, when they come up with things that you do want, you won't be given anything. And when he told me that, man, I was like, man, that logic corny. Like, I ain't gonna be accepting this garbage from somebody. They could be giving it to somebody who's needy or who wants it. But after a while, it made sense to me. Like, yeah. If somebody likes you enough and thinks of you enough to give you something when they come across things, guess what? When they come across that good shit, they're going to think of you too. Oh, such and such. I always make such a big deal when I give them something. It always makes them happy. Oh, look. We came across $100,000. I think I'm going to give it to O. All right. All right, y'all. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. Please make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. We will be back tomorrow night for another Daily Go Getimism show. I hope y'all enjoyed this show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. So we're going to get back, holler back, do the damn thing. Blog Talk, we going to get you out of here.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobas. Yeah, on the other side, my boobas. Yeah, on the other side, my boobas.